it's like we made that, right? And so like since we made that, it can be destroyed, right? And so like when you think about it, like who is it for them to tell us that we have freedom, right? So in a sense, it's like they're telling us we're free and that they have control over our freedom. You know what I mean? But that's like a belief. You know what I mean? And when you go beyond that, it's like, are we really free?
You got light inside you. You got light inside you. One love, one heart. Let's stay together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Let's stay together and feel alright, yeah. So if nobody told you, I'ma tell you you're golden.
I hired you guys to just sit around.
What am I paying you for?
We're not paying you for anything.
Kind of something we touched on, like I think Cole touched on it a bit, and you did too. Like was inferiority and like superiority.
Yeah.
You know, and like
Perceived.
yeah, and like how we let beliefs get in the way of like facts. You know what I mean? Because like don't get me wrong, if we're talking in standard terms, if we're talking in like gold terms, like on a spectrum,
I like
right? Of like, okay, like I got an A, you got a B, like okay, it's a fact. Like you got a B, I got an A, right? And that's just how it is. But if you're like, okay, who got the better grade, right? In terms of like the scale, I got a better grade because I got more complete, right? But the fact of the matter is like. You got a 85 and I got a 95. You know, I'm not saying this is like fucking like I'm just using
Fuck you, Cole.
I'm just using it as like a real
B-tier student.
Yeah, and like
4 points.
4 points, dude. When we look at it, like if we just look at it how it is, right, rather than like when we compare,
Yeah.
you know, we can remove all that belief system crap.
You can learn from it.
Yeah, you can learn from it, and you just
Yes.
you just see how it is, and you see it for what it is, right, rather than being like making it worse for yourself than it actually is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, we're just going
back and forth on wasting.
Oh shit!
All right, Dalton. What knowledge you got to drop on us?
About what? Fuck.
We were talking about
You have
superiority, inferiority, right?
Yeah.
And like how you can see this with a race. You can see this just with
yeah.
being in the gym. You can see this any comparison.
No,
Any like social
social
construct, right? Like anything that divides.
Yeah.
That we designed ourselves.
Literally, we created ourselves.
Number one in this day and age, political ideology.
Yeah, facts.
I was gonna say race. I was gonna say race. I think race divides.
No, I think all these things are definitely.
It really depends
They're all
on the
intertwined,
country.
to be fair.
Yeah, they're very
actually,
hot topics.
I think
within,
it's race in like more melting pot countries such as America, but like
Yeah.
in other countries where it's very like monocultural,
Sad.
which is not a word, but like
Homogeneous.
like you have exactly. Thank you. You know, countries that have their own government enforced like rankings, like India.
Oh, yeah,
you have the caste
system.
systems,
Yeah.
and it's
Even in
so
China, too.
destructive, and you know the people have no choice but to follow by this. Whereas opposed to we're fortunate enough that our only restrictions are ones we made ourselves.
yeah, facts, right? Yeah, external things you can't control.
Yeah.
Well, still, I don't know. How I feel is like, what's the benefit of toting around this free society that we claim to have if, even though we don't have a caste system by name, we're still enshackled by a system nonetheless?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's like
that down.
no, that's so factual because like. Okay, like I'm not trying to discredit the Constitution or anything like that.
But it sucks.
No, but that shit's fucking ass. Dog.
Throw it out. Throw it out.
Throw it out.
Oh shit!
Someone get the torch, But getting back to it, it's just
Yeah,
like
legit.
you have like natural liberties, right? Such as like freedom, all this type of stuff, and it can only be taken away unless you do a certain thing. You know what I mean? But like, I totally understand that. I totally get that. I totally respect and like the constructs that we have made and put in place, right? It's allowed us, at least within this day and age, to live a certain way within this country. But it's like we made that, right? And so like since we made that, it can be destroyed, right? And so like when you think about it, like who is it for them to tell us that we have freedom, right? So in a sense, it's like they're telling us we're free and they have control over our freedom. You know what I mean? But that's like a belief. You know what I mean? And when you go beyond that, it's like, are we really free? Or are they telling us that we're not free or we're free? And I know that's kind of getting a little fuzzy right there, but it's like, what goes beyond the belief systems that we've created, right? What is factual beyond the systems that we've created? And it's like, when you take a step back and you look at it, it's just like, we could completely just not listen to the system, right? As long I could do whatever the fuck I wanted. Like, I don't have to listen to laws, right? I don't have to adhere to laws, right?
But it helps when you do.
No. No, you get what I'm saying, though,
Yeah.
right?
I
And
do,
that's
yeah.
obviously, I'm not promoting to go and kill someone. No. I'm not saying. Okay, no, listen. Listen, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's like, it goes beyond that type of belief system, right? That holds us down, right?
Yeah.
And it's something that really, if you think about, is kind of fucked, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they have full control.
Yeah. But dude, it's the Matrix.
Yeah, fact. Man.
It is.
Yeah.
It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you
it's
from
like-
the truth. But aside from the good
It's-
quality movie references,
It's whack because like you'll see people being like, "Who is the deep state? Who's really behind it all?"
Yeah.
Bro, just look up like the top 10 richest people.
Yeah,
Like we
This is like guys,
Forbes magazine like just talks about those people all the fucking time. It's right there, dude.
Who runs the world? Them.
Them.
It's funny you should ask. We
look
know.
at you.
Dude,
You
we're
have
closer
money.
We're closer to being millionaires than Jeff Bezos is.
Oh.
Think about
Oh,
that.
that hurts.
Think about that.
That hurts, and I'm so broke.
Think about that.
Everyone in this house has no money.
We live
And
in a
we're still
time where
closer to being
space travel
millionaires.
is privatized.
Confused. How are we closer to being?
Because Jeff
Because
Bezos
he's-
is so far beyond having millions of dollars.
Oh, okay.
That
I was
We
like,
are closer to $1 million than he is.
We're close just because he's so beyond that point.
yeah, that's sad days. Okay,
It
that
is.
makes sense.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah, you just made me depressed.
If he had gotten there like in a
We're
good
close.
way,
You know what? I'm out, guys. I'm sorry.
It's so fucked when you think about it, dude, because
Yeah, I know.
we've been
You should.
conditioned
You
to
should.
believe, like, this is the life, right? Like,
Mhm.
the system that they have set up in place, right? And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying our society's fucked, even though, like, in some ways it is.
It is.
Right? No, okay.
No, you can say.
You get what I'm saying,
It is
though, right?
literal
There's
when
no one way to life, right? There's no one belief system. That's why religions, right, they have their truths, right? That's why there's so many different religions, right? There's so many different
because
truths.
truth is subjective.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
There's no one
Truth
entire-
doesn't mean anything. It
Yeah.
just means what people deem it to.
Exactly,
to
right?
me.
Yeah, and it's like, if you believe in something so much, it can appear as a fact,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, people believe in this system so much that it's like, it can't be any other way. It just can't be any other way, dude. And if it's like, until, like, what's happening right now with, like, you see, like, how COVID, you see all these, like, race wars, right? All
Yeah.
these different things, like, these major events are exposing so many things, right? And it's like, this system is slowly destabilizing, right?
Yeah.
And it's slowly altering, and, like, a new world, I don't know what the
The
fuck
new world order.
No, yeah, dude, I mean, like, this
People are
shit
becoming
goes...
more willing to make a change.
Yeah.
Not that I agree with like every movement
No,
ever,
of course.
I don't-
but
I don't think society is going to change too rapidly.
No,
No.
I feel like
yeah, over time.
definitely
while there's still people to slow those
It's like
movements down,
yeah,
there's-
it's like
there's like scaffolding being put in place to
Yeah.
build something new.
Yeah.
But like I don't think we'll ever see.
it's like
the
yeah, it's
results
like
of
it's like the evolution of society.
Yeah,
it. Literally.
but what backs that?
Yeah, exactly.
Consciousness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If there's something changing out there, there's something changing in here.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's not just out there.
Yeah.
It does start up here, like in your mind, but that's like a cloud thought. If some one thing changes in one way societally,
Yeah, societally speaking.
that's
yeah.
that's like a fucking sledgehammer to some drywall. That's what that is.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to find that. Like-minded individuals are both in surplus and like endangered species at the same time.
depending on the belief.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like belief systems are like we were saying before, they're like an illusion. Well, if you
It's a
think
reality.
about it, belief systems are like cages. They're like
Limitation.
yeah.
In a sense.
Well, no, think of it this way. I'm trying to think of a way to put it, but it's like a
Yeah,
cage.
it's really hard to explain.
Yeah, but no, it's
All this kind of stuff is
The more
it's just
you-
so convoluted.
well. Think of it this way. Think of it this way.
The fuck was that?
Sneeze.
Motherfucker was about to throw up.
My line.
Halfway sneezes and just yells. Like sometimes I'll be like,
Oh my god.
I'll be like, ah! And my parents will be like, what was that? And I'll be like, I sneezed.
I saw a bug.
But yeah. Now going back to the cage analogy, it's like like a gravity cage, or no, a magnetic cage.
Yes, cages have gravity.
No, in a sense, it pulls you down, though.
No,
Like, in a sense, yeah.
The point I'm getting at is the more
Shit.
your belief is the pushing force, but the more you push into the cage bars, the more they will push back at you. The harder they will become. The more you push into them.
Yeah.
If you put all your eggs in the belief system basket, that belief system basket will become a cage.
I've heard an actual interesting thing about that. There's this theory, I think among psychologists, that political extremists tend to be so indebted within their beliefs and so radical for their causes because it's like sort of this this lack of satisfaction with their personal lives.
Yeah.
And so you'll see people like political terrorists and religious terrorists who are so devoted to their cause because their actual life is lacking. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Did you
So
see
the need
Yes.
the need to cling on to a ideology or just something that feels like a
100%.
They need a
driving
higher
force.
purpose because they've lost
Yeah.
their own.
And I don't mean like people who are like just active and stuff like that. Politics. I'm talking like terrorist extremists,
Yes, but
Like the
also
Theodore
here's the thing.
not
That-
the Martin Luther
That
Kings.
can be said. That can be said for like every movement to a degree. Like we are in college. College is a very liberal environment. That is fact.
Play Central.
To you.
However, I'm sure.
Asshole! No, I'm joking.
Now, I'm not trying to be. I'm not.
you.
Sorry, my bad, man.
I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be anti anything by saying this.
No, of course.
However, I'm sure you guys have met someone in their lives that is either, is part of the LGBTQ community, and they make that their entire personality.
Becomes their identity.
Exactly. No, don't get me wrong.
Because they need
There's-
that image.
There's nothing wrong with being yourself. However, if you make that your sole personality trait, you are kind of a little bit.
I would say there's.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say that's kind of a special case.
Yes,
Because
that's
you have to
exactly,
keep
yeah,
you have
that's
to
what I'm
keep
saying.
in mind though, because for most of human history, people have been persecuted for living their lives that way.
Yeah.
It's something that for us we can say is too outwardly because we've only known gay marriage as a very recent phenomenon.
Yeah,
like keep in mind it was only legalized in 2014.
Yeah.
Like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So 7.
Yeah.
You know what I
Seven.
mean.
No, yeah.
Thought it was
But
Oh, me too.
so for these people to be
2012.
able to like be so outward and forward with who they are, it's not really, something new that's coming out. It's merely something we've never seen that's merely, coming out of these people.
Dude, okay. That is so fucking...
So-
go ahead, finish, yeah. my
So
bad.
these people coming out with who they really are after, society being basically built around them not being... Like, sodomy was a crime for a while.
Yeah.
Taking up your butt,
Look
you go to jail.
Look no further than Alan fucking Turing.
Like, yeah, exactly. Alan Turing, Stonewall riots, just because we lack the perspective to see, I hate to say where they're coming from, but like where they're coming from, because this is something that's coming out of them. I don't know. I just think it's different because that's an aspect that's been forced to.
Anyone who turns
Hide away.
any belief of theirs into their complete outward appearance
Yeah, you
has
gotta-
already gone too
Yeah,
far.
you
No
gotta-
That's-
matter what
that-
that,
yeah, that's
no matter
what I'm
what that
saying.
like
Yeah.
feeling, and obviously like being gay isn't a belief. It's just what
No,
you
no,
are.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
who
100%,
you are.
100%.
But tragically,
But if
being
they
gay
want-
does come with beliefs.
Yeah,
and a lot
exactly.
of those beliefs happen to be against them.
Yeah, and yeah, that's true. And also, like, that could be said for any part of someone's personality. If you identify with like something that you believe that you are, and you make that who you are, but that is very much tainting your authenticity.
Yeah, that is... okay, I want to touch on a lot of points because, like, what you mentioned is, like, can be applied to a lot of things. So, already... Like, I'm taking a world religions class, and, like, the already established religions, right, such as, like, Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, all these religions have been, like, I was about to say indoctrinated.
Believe them.
have been in society for like 4,000 plus years now, right?
Yeah.
And they have been normalized, right? You know, and like accepted within society, right?
Yeah.
But then there's these new alternative religious movements, such as homosexuality in like the Christian churches, right? Just different
Yeah.
types. And that, if you understand and are aware that, like in a lot of interpretations of the Bible, I don't know exactly what it is, but they do not go hand in hand very well, right?
No.
And
Wait, sorry, I just wanted to butt in. Like the original translation for that segment of the Bible, that's like "Don't diddle boys," is supposed to be like "Don't diddle kids." But at some point, they were like, we gotta make this "Don't diddle kids."
yeah.
We gotta.
Which is so weird because, like, Socrates and all the all the old school Greek and Roman philosophers, those guys have been like assumed, and I don't know if it's assumed is the correct word. I'm not caught up on the reading material.
Just continue.
They were gay. They were gay. They were the philosophers. The philosophers.
I just meant so I could figure out what he meant by the rest of the sentence.
The philosophers were like, from how it's been interpreted, they may have been gay. Which is
It's super common. It's found all the time. Ancient Greece, ancient Rome, homosexuality was incredibly common. It's once like the modern world started
It's
to
funny
come.
how they finally clicked when you said they might be gay. They're like, oh!
Oh yeah, them.
They're both
Yeah,
sitting
no, they
there just
totally
like,
were.
okay. And then they might be gay.
Oh, like was it Socrates and Plato or Plato and Socrates?
I just know
It's
that.
Socrates and Plato.
I just know
Plato
that-
was,
I know
Plato
they
had a deep ass
they
connection
fumbled
with
around
Socrates.
with like young boys, and they were considered like pedophiles.
Spartans did that.
Yeah, like I mean, obviously that's all like it's
That's-
not 100%
yeah.
because it was like such a long fucking time ago.
Yeah.
But
Records have been distorted, but there's truth with them.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. You know what I mean? But kind of like going back to your point of like these new religious movements, like I was saying, like homosexuality and stuff like that. That kind of take a new, unique stance and approach that haven't been so accepted by society yet. They're seen as so unique and like different. People like don't know how to react. They're like literally in unexpected adversity. People look at it and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" Like when you see, like when you walk into your room, right, and like everything is normally placed how it is, right? You don't really question anything. You're like, yeah, just like everything is how it is.
One
You know?
thing is out of place.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. One second.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Let me finish. Let me finish. And then
I'm gonna let you finish, but
fuck yourself. No, but like everything is normal and in place, right? And like it doesn't catch your attention. But if something's out of place, it catches your attention, right? And like say if like if a book is like 30 degrees southeast of
30 degrees southeast.
You could have said a can was knocked over.
no
Longitude.
Yeah, but like you in a general
Latitude.
sense you get
It's
what I'm
turned
saying.
starboard.
Dank dude.
Yeah, and like pretty much like these
forget what we're
something
talking
that's like not so widely accepted, and it takes time for people to accept this stuff. And at least in my experience, the best thing you can do is just like whatever emotions come up spontaneously. I know this for me. Like when I see something unique and out of the ordinary, I'm like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck is it? You know what I mean? But I try my best to not fully come to a conclusion.
Yeah.
Let that belief appear as a fact.
Yeah, okay, so going back to the room thing. Bringing this back. Fucking Heath Ledger. No one panics when everything goes according to plan.
it's actually a really good line.
It is. Because it's like, that's the whole deal. It's like, you walk into your room, it's fine. But if you walk in, like, everything's where it's supposed to be. But if you walk into your room and there's a giant fucking, like mannequin
There's a
in your
gun
room.
on your bed.
If there's a mannequin just in
Damn,
your
I
room,
forgot to
as
put
soon
it
as you
away.
open your door, you're going to be freaked the fuck out.
You're gonna close the door.
You're going to close the door. You're going to be like,
Oh!
oh! But yeah, it's like a
Something so out of the ordinary.
In a more
Exactly.
realistic
Shit.
case, though, everything's in place except like you notice something's missing from your desk. Something mom didn't tell you, but she's doing your sheets in the wash right now, and everything's going
You
like,
notice it.
what's happening?
Yeah. Do you notice the absence in your normality?
Yeah.
But like that's the thing. It's like it is unexpected, but like situations like that don't necessarily always have to be adverse to you. Like the unexpected isn't always unfortunate.
Well, it is kind of adverse because it's not normal. You know what I mean? In a sense, like maybe not adverse in like adversity type. Like it,
Yeah.
it depends on the intensity of the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How much it affects you. But yeah, I mean, just like I kind of like what you said. Oh, God, it relates back to like when you walk into a room and you pick up on the energy. You're like, what the fuck happened here, dude?
Yeah.
It's like a bomb went off or some shit in the room,
Yeah.
and then you're just like, fuck, man. But yeah, I mean, I think just you got to be really careful when you judge things, right? Because if someone's constantly thinking, right, most likely they're judging at the same time, right? I know, I judge all the fuck done, right? But like if you're able to be aware of the thoughts that are going on in your head, then you make inner space. You you give yourself some fucking wiggle room and be like, okay, I'm having these thoughts. I don't have to attach onto them and let them be my truth. Be like, I have to stay here no matter what, because most times those first impressions, although they may sometimes be right, they're most likely not right. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, first impressions are really something interesting because it's such a nexus of humanity, for lack of a better term, because it's like you have another person interacting with another person, and each of those people have both different personalities that they are maybe trying to hide or openly portray toward the other person, but even then, how they perceive people is affecting their thought process. But if you get caught too much in the gears upstairs, you get lost in the kind of feeling your way through. Which I feel like that's really kind of the only way you should probably meet people. You just feel,
You got light inside you. You got light inside you. One love, one heart. Let's take